absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all of these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
I do think that worked, Howie Gershman and everyone. And Howie, shall we kick this off and introduce these fine folks?
That would be a great idea.
Let's do it. First off, from East Hampton, Connecticut, HR pro with experience across diverse industries, specializing in creating workplace where employees feel connected, supported, and valued. Expertise aligning staff, benefits, and payroll, crafting job descriptions and compensation structures, and fostering cultures, belonging, and growth. Guides organizations to become employers of choice by integrating compliance into culture, building trust, and aligning teams with brand values and future goals. Let's welcome to the show, Adrian Davis. Adrian, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And as we said in the green room, this is where you get to share a fun fact because Adrian, Plato said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we spoke for a year. And so we kick that game off with sharing a fun fact. And so Adrian, what is your fun fact you'd like to share with everyone today?
A fun fact for me would be learning how to parasail when I am afraid of heights.
Ooh, Adrian has parasailed. And Adrian, where did you parasail?
Oh gosh, in Mexico.
In Mexico. And would you do it again?
No.
No. Did you do it on a dare or anything? How did you go in the first time?
No, I just went and I just did it. I actually went with a couple of people. One of those who went with me on the parasail. I felt bad for them because when they fell, they dragged them into the water and dragged them on the sand. But I landed on my 2 feet, and that was just something I can just say, I did it. Thank you.
Good for you. Adrian is parasailing, but landing on her feet. And Adrian, I think after we have some fun, I'm pretty sure you'll land on your feet as well. Are you ready to have some fun today?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Next up from Binghamton. Did I say that correctly? New York?
No, it's Binghamton.
Binghamton. One thing I did not say in the green room is I am severely dyslexic, and so sometimes I have a little bit of challenge. I like to practice things, so forgive me for that mispronunciation. New York, previously a summer camp director, having worked for the YMCA, private camps as well, continuously finding businesses that had trouble supporting their people. Opening his own bookkeeping business 5 years ago, working for those with 250,000 in revenue and up. His fulfillment is supporting others in the black and white world of numbers, coaching, guiding, and driving missions forward. Let's welcome to the show, Todd Lenning. Hello, Todd, and welcome to the Heart of Influence and your fun fact, sir.
I was a Detroit Lions fan before it was cool to be a Detroit Lions fan, before they started winning.
How long does your Detroit Lioness fan go back to?
I can remember the season where they lost all their games. It's been that long.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So now it's paying off. I don't watch a whole lot of football, but I am guessing that now it's paying off. Where are they at, like, in the rankings these days?
They're tied for first in their division, so they're doing very well. It's fun to watch them. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Todd. I'll send some good mojo your way, but I don't want to tick off my family too much, as they're a bunch of Dallas Cowboy fans. So I'll kind of tread lightly there.
No problem. Understandable.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Are you ready to have some fun, Todd?
I am. I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Next up, from Columbus, Ohio, financial strategist, 20 plus years helping service-based businesses increase cash flow, save costs, and achieve financial goals. Holds a degree in finance and accounting, certified QuickBooks Pro advisor, excels in public speaking, and is a distinguished Toastmaster. Passionate about employing small business owners to streamline finance, attract target leads, and focus on growth without stress and overwhelm. Let's welcome to the show, Tanisha Jackson. Hello, Tanisha. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And what is your fun fact?
Yes, well, my fun fact is that I went skiing for the first time a couple years ago.
Ooh, and where did you go skiing for the first time?
It was up in the mountains somewhere in Ohio. I've never even heard of the place. I didn't know that there was one in Ohio, a ski resort in Ohio. So thankfully it wasn't that far away. I think I only had to drive about an hour and a half.
Nice. And what made you decide to go up skiing for the first time?
I saw the opportunity, and I'm always up to do something different, fun, out of my norm. So I figured, you know what? Let me try it.
Awesome. And did you like it? Do you see yourself skiing again in the future?
I'm definitely not a skier. I do want to go back, but not on a regular basis. This is not going to be a regular hobby. Definitely.
All right. Well, if you ever want to get better at skiing, I know a really good blind guy that is a really good instructor. I might could introduce you to him.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. And Tanisha, you ready to have some fun?
Definitely.
All right, let's do it. From Greensboro, North Carolina, senior executive with an extensive experience in operations, financial management, and sales leadership across diverse industries. Expertise in strategic planning, business growth, and marketing, focus on media, manufacturing, biotech, and display systems. Provide specialized fractional sales and management consulting services, helping businesses achieve goals through tailored leadership solutions. Let's welcome to the show, John Bennett. Hello, John. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And John, what is your fun fact?
Well, that's it. I didn't know I was going to be asked something like that, but staying with Adriana and going on hikes. I've had the opportunity when I was in media to go up 3 television towers. One of them was 12 feet by 12 feet by 12 feet by 2,000 feet straight up. and that's an adrenaline rush. Another one was it was on top of a 3,000-foot mountain, and it was a 1,200-foot tower. So totally 4,200 feet up. And in that one, they had just painted the tower, so we rode on top of the elevator going up the tower, holding on the cables. But we could see the entire island of Puerto Rico from that location.
Oh my goodness. John, that definitely sounds wild and adventurous. I don't know if we're going to get that wild and adventurous here today, but we will soar to some sort of heights. Are you ready for that?
Let's take it there.
Let's take it to new heights. And let me introduce the man that brought us all here together today with extraordinary leadership from Hopewell Junction, New York, regional leader with Primerica for almost 20 years, with over 300 clients all over the country, turned 13 clients with massive debts to be on track to have $1 million in retirement accounts, set up numerous families to send their children to college without huge loans, focuses on putting in place programs to prevent unexpected disaster like death from turning into financial ruin. Let's welcome to his show, Mr. Howard Gershman. Howie, welcome to your Heart of Influence, sir. And I know you are filled with fun facts. And what is a fun fact you'd like to share with these fine folks today?
Fun fact that happened this weekend, actually, for the first time. I'm Jewish. My wife's Jewish. We've been Jewish all our lives. It's kind of a thing, you know. But for the first time, which has nothing to do with anything. That's not so much a fun fact. But the fun part is we got to go to the North Pole and see Santa and Mrs. Claus in a whole thing that was something like a magical little cabin in the woods. It was unbelievable, and really you could feel the energy of how many people were in the room, 20 or so. It was a great experience.
Yeah, I would try more like 60 was in the room, I think.
Yeah, maybe there was more. Maybe there was a few more.
Yeah, maybe there was a few more. I might have gone to the North Pole with Howie as well. That is a true story, and it was a magical experience for sure, Howie. And I do think Mr. and Mrs. Claus really appreciated meeting you.
Yeah, there was a lot of fun. Great to meet them.
It was a lot of fun. And that might have happened at our unblinded immersion this weekend that Howie and I were both at. So Howie, thank you. And Howie, are you ready to have some fun?
No, I'm always ready to have fun.
I know you're always ready to have fun. And I will introduce, since my co-host is not here, I'll introduce myself really quickly just so you guys know who I am. I am the co-host of The Heart of Influence, co-hosting over 1,500 episodes of The Heart of Influence with more than 5,000 guests. I started selling on my front lawn as an 8-year-old, making crafts. I had a really great business model because my parents would take me to Michael's. I would buy all the crafts, I would sell them on my front lawn, and I would keep all the profits. Not exactly how businesses run today, and some of you tax accountants out there might advise me in some different areas, but that's how it worked as an 8-year-old. But I took those skills and went into network marketing and created a 7-figure income in network marketing, which is not easy. When that company shut down, I went into commercial real estate. I was the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada, the youngest woman ever and the first woman ever to ever achieve that. I learned to surf, ski, and scuba dive from a blind man. And I'm going to go with my fun fact along with Howie going to visit the North Pole this weekend is we also got to go see the Rockettes in New York City, followed by the next day, I got to go see Annie, the Broadway musical in New York as well, which was an incredible experience. We came off an incredible weekend here at Unblinded. And Howie, I might have resembled Annie a little bit, minus the orphan part.
Well, it was certainly a lot of fun. The whole weekend.
It was certainly a lot of fun. And so, Howie, shall we have some fun today?
I can't wait. I promised these people lots of fun, so we got to deliver.
Let's deliver. And who are we kicking it off with?
We are going to kick it off with, I think we're going to kick it off with Todd.
With Todd. Okay, Todd. So we've made some introductions. We know who everybody is. And now we're going to play that little game. And why do we play a game? As I said earlier, because Plato said, play a game with me for an hour and we'll learn more about each other than if we spoke for a year. So you could go to some boring networking event and do your 30-minute pitch or 30-second pitch. And, and then you don't really remember each other. And this show is designed so that you remember each other, that you build a relationship. And so we're going to have a little fun. And so Todd, Howie will be anyone you want him to be that you would like to go from hello to yes with. He can be an ideal client. He can be a philanthropic partner, someone that you want to build a business relationship with. But you're going to go from hello to yes with Howie. Maybe it's not like a full pitch. Maybe it's just for a longer meeting. It could be, maybe for an additional coffee meeting, something like that. But some yes that you can get within 3 minutes. Not Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room, but just a simple yes for our next meeting. And so, Todd, who would you like Howie to be?
Howie can be a potential client.
And what would be the demographic of that potential client?
Just a small business owner that's looking for bookkeeping work. Is that what you're asking me?
Yep. Howie, you're a small business owner looking for some bookkeeping. And Todd, is this someone that you're calling for a first time? Or did he fill out some form and you're calling him back?
He filled out a form and he set up a scheduled meeting. So no cold call, no surprise call. He knows that, it's a Zoom just like this. He knows that we were meeting at this time.
Okay, perfect. Howie, take us in.
Okay. Ring. And I'll say hello.
How's it going, Howie? It's Todd.
Oh, how you doing?
Good. I'm doing well. So you're looking for some bookkeeping services, it says on my form?
Yeah, I'm kind of, I'm playing with QuickBooks on my own and it's kind of a pain in the neck, but I've been muddling through.
Sure. So what are you having trouble with?
It's just a pain in the neck. It's not I think the numbers are in the right place.
Okay.
I think, but it seems like it's just a little tedious sometimes.
Got it. And so you're not sure the numbers are in the right place. Would you like some help with that? Is that what you're reaching out for?
Yeah, I guess I would like to, more like just verify that I'm doing the right thing.
Okay. So what are your processes?
Oh, well, it'd be, whenever I get it, so I get all the receipts and I get the money coming in and I get the money going out. And when I get around to it, I kind of just enter all the stuff in on the weekend, when I'm not overloaded.
Are you looking for some training or are you looking for someone just to take it over just to do your books all in general?
I don't know.
Okay.
Make me an offer I can't refuse,
Okay. Well, I can't. Okay. Well, I have a couple different options for you. I mean, I can teach you how to do it yourself, or we can just take it, you can hire me to handle all your books, and take that pain away, that pain and frustration away. And each month you would get those statements, those reports that you're looking for and know that it's correctly done. And so all you would be doing is more or less just scanning it over, making sure everything looks good. And if it's not, let me know, and then I can adjust to get it there. Or I can train you how to do it, and then you're going to spend that time going through everything. So there's kind of a couple different options there for you.
Well, I think I would like to know how to do it correctly.
Okay.
And then if, because if I could easily turn it all over to you and you just do it, but I don't know that, I trust it's your job. So they would of course come out correctly, but I really want to understand, what am I looking at anyway?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. So with part of me doing it, that's one of the things that we do each month is go over. We also go over the reports also, each month in a meeting once I complete the work, then we have a meeting and we go over that.
Okay. Well, let's just give it I think I got to go for I got another call coming up, but I guess if we can set up a time for a little bit later, we can give me some more details of how all that would come about. How's that?
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Howard.
Okay, great. Hey, I appreciate it.
Great job, Todd. Great job, Howie. We'll get to the feedbackers in just a moment. But Adrian, who would you like Howie to be? Oh, just unmute for us, Adrian.
Howie, you can be a prospect that I'm going to call.
And what would that prospect, what would be the challenge, or what would that prospect need?
Well, actually, so Howie will be the CEO of his firm, and he has lots of pain points that he needs to address. He has lots of employees, and he has no time for HR or payroll.
Howie, you got a lot of pain, you got a lot of HR problems, and you need some help. Take us in.
Oh, and I got bookkeeping problems too. Okay, so we give the ring ring. Hello, this is Howie.
Hi, Howard. How are you doing? I'm Adrian from Innova Human Capital Solutions. Do you have a minute?
Just about.
All right. Well, great. Listen, I'm not here to sell you a car warranty. I'm here to talk to you about.
I need that too. But okay, go ahead.
I'm here to go ahead and to discuss, how Innova HR can be your solution for HR and payroll. Just wanted to go ahead and let you know that we are an HR solutions provider. Talk to me about your pain points right now. What are you currently handling or struggling with?
Well, I guess the biggest issue is we have a couple of employees who, just don't get along. And I don't know, they do their job okay, but they're just a pain in the neck to be around. They have, I don't want to describe it. It's like poor energy, when they're in the room, everybody else is depressed and pissed off.
So you're having some employee relation issues at this point in time. Do you spend time training, developing your colleagues or your team members?
I try, but I got all kinds of a million other things to worry about.
And talk to me about your turnover. We can help you attract, onboard, and to keep and retain great employees. So those employees that you currently have onboarded at this time are, how do you feel about them? What is your
I think I think everybody's working pretty well. I mean, it's really just these two people that we said, what's the pain point today is these two. I don't know that I want to get rid of them because they do a good job and they're pretty skilled kind of at what they do. But you know what I mean? It's just like not a good situation when they're around.
Gotcha. So it's just some having a conversation, us teaching your leaders and managers how to go ahead and have those sometimes difficult conversations to handle conflict between and amongst employees. And that's something that we can go ahead and train your team members to do. Love to go ahead and spend a little bit more time in actually training you how to handle this situation. You want to schedule some time with me next week or this week to kind of go ahead and discuss this in further detail?
I'm going to say, sure. I don't know that I want to be trained. I just want the problem to go away. But
well, as an HR outsourced company, we can handle your HR so you can focus on your business.
Oh, okay.
Our job is and our mission is to go ahead, keep you focused and focus on your business, doing everything operationally. And what we
let's set it up with my assistant Emily there in the background.
Perfect. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thanks, Adrian.
Great job, Adrian. Great job, Howie, of course. And now we get to go to our feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. And so judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for Adrian and Todd, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then a little scoring system as to the next step. Is that next step you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation with Todd or Adrian? I don't think either one of them were that bad. No root canals right before Christmas. That doesn't make for a fun holiday. So maybe that next step is a little, maybe it's a nice peppermint latte or mocha chocolate from Starbucks and a little croissante for a little bit longer of a meeting. But if that's not enough time, you would be willing to rent a private room at the Capitol Grill, getting the seafood tower and the nice juicy steak. Unless you're vegan, of course, maybe you're having salad and french fries, but you're not going to skip out on dessert because you want to have the longest meeting possible. And if that's not enough time, you would rent a private jet. Of course, I would pick up Howie because he did invite you here and fly anywhere in the world to have the longest meeting with Howie. So let's kick it off with Tanisha. Tanisha, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Todd?
Sure, Todd, great job with asking questions. As I am learning, it's all about the questions. You have to ask good questions. And I thought you did a really good job with asking questions. You asked about the problem because you wanted to make sure that you provided a solution that matched the problem of the client. And I also liked how you gave options. You gave the client the options and shared your service options with the client. The suggestion I have for improvement would be to give a little more, I would say, energy, some more excitement into the call, bring a little more excitement into the call. And for me, I would want it to feel like you're eager, you're excited to have me as a client. So that is the feedback that I want to share with you. Thank you again for participating. Good job.
Thank you, Tanisha. Great feedback. And how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Adrian?
Sure. Adrian, great job as well. You also did good with asking questions. I liked how you introduced yourself and you were asking questions about the pain points as well as the problems. My suggestion to you, I really don't have a suggestion. I can't really think of anything to suggest for that. Maybe to be more definite on booking that appointment right away. There may be a way that you can say, well, hey, let's get you on the calendar right now. Something like that. So in order to make sure, instead of doing it, because I think you're the one that did the follow-up call. Were you the one that said you were going to call back or something like that? So I would go ahead and book them on the calendar right away.
Great feedback. Looks like Howie agrees with that. Thank you for that, Tanisha. And let's go, Mr. John Bennett. How about, we'll start with Adrian this time. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Adrian?
I think what I got to say is the same for both of you guys. It's just holistically. Nice pitch, okay? Part of your process is peeling back that understanding them and basically diagnosing, then prescribing. You did a good job on that one. But selling your services and what differentiates you from others that are doing the same thing. I think you both missed something that could have been an opportunity. Todd, you did good, but when he says, well, we could end up doing it internally, or you could teach us, or maybe you threw out the great idea of I could do it. Part of your process, and both of you, is helping your clients learn what you're doing. You may do it, but I'm going to teach you what I know. So that's the value proposition for me, because you're going to become more educated. You're going to understand these processes better than you know now. And that is your knowledge is what takes people to the next level. Now, Todd, I don't necessarily prescribe to the fact that you could have been more animated, because what you're selling is bookkeeping service. It's not a hot, juicy topic. It's business. And the people that you're talking to are business. And so many people in this space that you're working in, which I also work in, is they're smart people. They're not stupid. Just business is their Achilles heel. And we're there to help them understand the data that they're getting. So that's
John, your expertise is clear. You are a master, and that is clear. And thank you. And so, what are the next steps with Adrian and Todd?
Oh,
We have a little
definitely.
mocha chocolate. We having dinner. We getting on a jet. What's our next steps?
Are you asking me
Yes,
or are you asking Howie?
I'm asking you. You're the one that just gave feedback. I'm asking you what your next steps
I
are.
would absolutely talk to both of them again, and I'd peel that onion back of what they can do with me.
Beautiful.
And that,
Love it, Howie. And I
what
forgot
kind
to
of
ask you,
HR
Tanisha.
services and what's the value you bring to the table, and let's really talk about that. And Todd, same thing. How are you going to help me and change my life? Because I have a pain point
Beautiful.
that needs addressing.
Thank you
And
for
they
that,
can
Todd. And then Tanisha, I forgot to ask you what your next steps were with Adrian and Todd.
Yeah, I would agree with John. I would definitely ask for another follow-up conversation.
Beautiful. We're moving forward. And then let's go, Howie. Dealer's choice, your 30 seconds of feedback for Adrian and or Todd.
Well, I think for Adrian was great too, because I just want the problem to go away, and she was leaning in to say, yeah, we can make this happen for you. So I felt pretty confident. Actually, in both of them, I felt pretty confident that they could take my pains away in whatever, following what their service does, and teach me a little more.
That's
there's
awesome.
a trick. There's a trick she could do.
Well, hold on one second, John. We'll get to that in just a moment, because we have another segment in the show that we are going to get to. And so, Howie, as you know, this is the time in the show that typically we get to put my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about. But since he's not here, Howie, you get to put me on the hot seat in a scenario that I have no idea about. And I understand you got a little one cooked up. And so what is that scenario that you would like to see me go from hello to yes on? And with whom?
Well, we have Adrian and I cooked up a little scenario that you may or may not be familiar with. So we're going to say that you, Bella, have you're a company of 50 people. Some are working, some aren't working. They're doing all kinds of crazy things. And your HR manager just quit right before the end of the year. Employees are at each other's throats. Nobody's getting paid. It's like a freaking nightmare. Everything's falling apart. And Adrian's going to call you to try to solve your problem.
Okay, but I would be the one that would be seeking the yes. So am I calling Adrian trying to get her
the other
to
way
work?
around. Yeah. Sorry.
So I'm calling Adrian trying to get her to work with us.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Adrian, are you up for this role play?
Yes, I am. Let's do it.
All right. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Adrian?
Yes, this is.
Adrian Davis?
Yes.
Fantastic. I got your information from my good friend Howie, and he said you are the HR guru, that if there are HR problems, you are the person to go to. Did I hear that correctly?
That is correct. Thank you, Howard.
Well, thank you. Adrian, if I could just kind of share a little bit about, the situation that I'm in. I'm actually interviewing several people to see who might be the right fit for us. My lights just went out. That's always fun. That could be the right fit that helps us out. So is it okay if I ask you a couple questions and see if you might be the right fit for us?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So just to give you a little bit of kind of background on the situation, we have about 52 employees. My head of HR just quit, and things are absolutely bananas right now. People out of each other's throat. They're threatening to quit, go on strike, all of this kind of craziness, not come back into the new year. It is absolutely insane. And so, Adrian, I'm curious, when you come into a workspace, kind of what is your process that you would go through in a situation like this?
Wow, there would be a multi-step process to start, to kind of dive into your company.
Now, I don't have a lot of time for a multi-process. Like, I need this solved before the end of the year. Is that a possibility?
Well, let's try to tackle the biggest issue. what is going on with your employee turnover? Why are employees quitting at this point in time?
They're at each other's throat right now. They feel like they're not getting paid enough. They're working too many hours. And, you know, the HR person that we had in place was supposed to kind of be solving all these, making sure everybody feels like they're getting paid what they're worth. And they just didn't solve the issue.
Right. All right. So, well, let me just let you know about Innova HR. Innova HR, we have a dedicated team of professionals who are going to be able to assist you starting from hello. We have dedicated strategists and generalists and payroll coordinators. So that's going to alleviate a lot of your burden and your stress right now. However, with your strategist who's going to be joining your team, again, not only are you getting three SMEs, which are smart experts, without, you know, with the Innova services, we are going to be able to go ahead and strategize what is going on, what is happening at this point in time, what your employee culture is like, making sure you're in compliance all the way, and ensuring that your employees are going to be paid in a timely manner. So with Innova, again, 3 dedicated SMEs to go ahead and support you. No, we're gonna start working on the problem. We're gonna correct your pain points, and we're gonna be your solution moving forward in the future. So it's going to be our process, and again, we are going to be able to start as of hello and then move forward in the right direction.
Yeah. And let me ask you this one final question, because that sounds you know, pretty good. Let me ask you this final question: is there any reason you don't take on clients? Is there any mess that's too big?
That's why you need HR.
Yes.
We can support all of our clients, and again, what we don't want is to be reactive. We want HR, we want an HR dedicated team. We can make sure our clients and your company, of course, will be proactive. So
that's what my dog trainer tells me about training my dog as well, to be proactive instead of reactive. So to use that language seems like that could be a great fit. Adrian, would you be willing to have a little bit longer of a conversation with me? Maybe come to our office and see if it would be a good fit.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Awesome. Let's do it. Thank you for that. Adrian, how was that interaction for you?
That was great. That was perfect. And those are definitely the clients that we actually support, because again, they are facing pain points. They're, again, they want to be proactive instead of reactive. They don't want to have employees quit on them because they're not being paid correctly. So that's why we are there to support them. So
beautiful. Good. And Adrian, well, thank you for that so much. And Adrian, how was your time overall? It was a little bit different without our co-host here, but how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence? And how did you like playing a game to meet some people?
I enjoyed this. Thank you.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you for being here, Adrian. Thank you, Howie, for that great scenario. We'll come back to you in just a moment. But let's go, Todd. Thank you for being here today. Great job in the participant seat. And Todd, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence today?
It was a good time. I appreciate being here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. And Todd, what was one thing that you took away from being on today's show?
I really liked how in your last scenario, when Adrian was trying to map out her multi-step process, you said you didn't want one. It didn't phase her, and then she still mapped out a multi-step process, but was not as obvious in doing that, and you bought in, and you as the client bought into that.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Todd. Let's go, Mr. John Bennett. Obviously an expertise in the field. Thank you for being here today and playing a little game with us to meet some interesting folks. And for everyone, just as a quick reminder, and I'll remind you, is you definitely want to connect with each other, because that's what the show is about. And John, how was your time with us today on Howie's Heart of Influence?
Oh, I enjoyed it very much. I love role play. It really challenges you. It makes you think about what you're saying and how you're constructing your thoughts and diagnosing who you're talking with. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. You definitely are an expertise in the field. And John, thank you for being here. And let's go, Tanisha. Tanisha, how was your time today on Howie's Heart of Influence?
I really enjoyed it. It was a very unique experience, very creative. So thank you for having me.
Beautiful. Definitely. Thank you. And Howie, you assembled these folks here together today. And it takes a lot of energy and effort to put a group of individuals together. So why did you bring these individuals together today? And what is it that you want them to take away in your final?
The takeaway is, so I intentionally invite people to the show who I really want to build a relationship with and get to know. And if we can do some business together, bonus. If not, we can still be friends and live happily ever after. But the reason, so I invite you here for me, it's kind of a selfish thing, sort of, not really. I want to work together, but I think that all of you want to get to know each other also for the same reasons. So remember, this is the first time all of you have met each other. Make sure it's not the last time. And I'm going to send everybody later today or tomorrow, everybody's contact information so you can contact each other with more stuff.
Absolutely, 100%, Howie. Phenomenal job at bringing these individuals together. This is the first time meeting. It's like, hey, if we meet at Starbucks, and we all know the fortune is in the follow-up, so definitely connect with each other. Definitely connect with Howie because he's doing incredible things. He is a super connector and brings people together that can do business together. He accelerates relationships, so you definitely want to connect with Howie. And so Howie, great job. Thank you everyone for being here. And on behalf of myself and Sean Callagate, it was a pleasure to be here with you today. And we end every show by saying, although Sean may be physically blind, sometimes we are all blind to the possibilities right in front of us and just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.